God gave me this scripture just felt He wanted me to share. It's in Joshua, the 10th chapter. I believe God's going to do some breakthroughs tonight, big time. Amen. Are you believing for that? And you're ready to just say, I'm done with you, devil. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of dealing with this. I've prayed, I've fasted. I've fought all I could fight. I believe tonight's victory. In Joshua, the 10th chapter, in the 22nd verse, I just want to read a little bit. It says, Then Joshua said, Open the mouth of the cave and bring out those 5 kings to me from the cave. I'm going to explain this here in a little bit, what's going on. And it says, they did so and brought out those 5 kings to him from the cave, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lashith, and the king of Eglon. So it was when they brought out those kings to Joshua that Joshua called for all the men of Israel and said to the captains of the men of war who went with him, Come near, put your feet on the necks of these kings. And they drew near and put their feet on their necks. Then Joshua said to them, Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed. Be strong and of good courage, for thus the Lord will do to all your enemies against whom you fight. I know it seems maybe a little strange for what you feel you're dealing with, but I just want to give you some insight of what's going on, and you can stay standing because I like your energy better when you're standing. I told you one of these times I'm going to preach and make you stand the whole time. Tonight's it. Israel has just, under the leadership of Joshua, crossed over into the Canaan land, their promised land. They've seen the victory over Jericho, the first city. They've seen they came up and yeah, they had a little defeat on the next one, but they got the sin out of the camp they dealt with, and then they had a big victory over the next city. Canaanites, or those that dwell in the land of Canaan, are getting afraid. The next place just comes up, and they surrender in peace to Joshua. And then you had these 5 kings get together, these 5 cities in that land, and say, if we don't do something, if we don't come together, they're going to come and destroy us all. We've got to work together against the children of Israel. So these 5 cities, these 5 kings came together with their armies and just attacked. Thought, man, that seems so because you begin to possess, and then it seems like everything comes against you at once. Have you felt that? I mean, I'm going, I'm moving, and man, I just feel God doing a little work, and you get a little excited, and pastor says, let's do a 21-day fast. Like, yeah, I'm all for it. And then it's just like everything comes on you all at once. Not just one king, Not just one devil, not just two, but it's like 5 devils just attacking you. One after another, after another, after another. And you'll see if just to show you what Joshua says, hey, we'll fight. You want to fight, devil? You want to fight, enemy? I'll give you a fight. And they're fighting with everything within them. To the point that it's in this chapter right here that I read parts of it. In this chapter that Joshua prays to God, do not let the sun go down. You keep the sun in its place, because I'm not stopping my fight until they are defeated. So Joshua went and fought of literally the longest day on earth. And some of you seem like you've had some long days. This is the day that will never end. Instead of like Joshua, you're praying, God, let the sun come down quick. I'm tired of this day. I don't know if I can go on. Joshua's like, no, keep it up. I'm battling. I'm fighting. In the midst of the fight, God fights with them. And God in himself causes a hailstorm to come down so bad that the hailstorm kills more of the enemy than the army of Israel did with the sword. In the middle of this fight, the 5 kings went and hid in a cave. And Joshua says, look, we've still got to fight, so you just cover the mouth of that cave. Roll a stone in front of it. I don't know if I want to deal with that yet. And here's what God was speaking to me about. He said, y'all have been fighting. Y'all have been struggling, but you've covered up the real problems. You've just been covering up some stuff that you didn't want to deal with. And we've been dealing with the onslaughts, but the root of it all, I'm more worried about the root. The armies of those kings wouldn't have fought if they weren't ordered by the kings. The root of the whole issue was the kings. You've been covering up some stuff. Just, I'll deal with that later. I don't want to deal with it right now. And I've been fighting. And I've been battling, but I don't know if I want to deal with that. There'll be some, behind that cave, if we unrolled it, there could be some deep issues in there. Some stuff, trust issues I didn't want to deal with. Fear issues I didn't want to deal with. Addictions I really didn't want to deal with. Some hurts and pains I really didn't want to deal with. I just wanted to deal with the problems, but I've been covering up the root of it. I've realized until I deal with what's in the cave, until I deal with what's in the cave, I'm still going to fight the same battles over and over and over again. Until I get victory over the kings, the kings will get another army later and attack me again. But until I unroll the cave and deal with that, I'll find myself still fighting the same armies again and again. And we get caught up in wanting to fight because we get attacked. That's the whole reason we fight. We fight because we got attacked in the first place. We find ourselves just in defense mode. And Joshua finally, he gets his army back together. They've been battling. He says, "No, let's get you all back together and meet me at the root of it all. Meet me at the mouth of the cave." And he pulls with the army there, tells them, roll that away. What's been blocking it? We're going to deal with it now. I'm telling you, tonight we're going to deal with it now. Tired of it going on again and again. We're going to deal with it now. That fear, we're going to deal with it now. That king of insecurity, we're going to deal with it now. That king of bitterness, we're going to deal with it now. The king of hurts from my past, I'm going to deal with it now. I'm tired of covering it up. That king of unforgiveness, I'm dealing with it. The king of my loss from my past, I'm dealing with it right now. That king. And he pulls out the army. He says, unroll what's been blocking it. And you pull those 5 kings out. And he laid them on the ground in front of his army. And I love this picture. As he lays out the 5 kings in front of them. And he tells them, I want you to walk over them now. And you put your foot on their neck. Across the kings. Oh, can you imagine? Because I don't think that army went through there. I don't think they went and tiptoed. Don't want to hurt him too bad. No, I think you got some soldiers with still blood on them, fresh from the fight. Saying, I know what I lost because of them. I had a friend I lost because of those kings right there. Sleepless all day. Fight because of them kings right there. I dealt with some stuff because of that right there. And I just think you had these soldiers with still sweat running down them from the fight they had just come out of, with blood pouring off of them, wounds that they're still dealing with, hurts of the loss that they've dealt with from friends that didn't make it, who fought beside them. And I think they saw them kings and they aimed at the neck, and it was 1, 2, I'm tired of dealing with this, and no more am I going to let the root of this come back and attack me later. There was a little stomp and twist involved. If I can kill the king, I'll kill the king. They were just mangled as an army come through and stomped on the neck, remembering that this is now under my feet, and I'm not letting this attack me again. I have victory over this. This is my breakthrough moment. Because here's what I find with a lot of Christians. We fight hard, but when it gets to the root, we tiptoe. We fight hard on the battle, but when the enemy's laid out before us, we tiptoe around it. But tonight, we deal with it. Tonight, we pull it out. What's your 5 kings? Come on, what are they? Right now, what's your 5? For some of it, I mean, I was beginning to hit, and some of you are saying, man, that's my king. It's the king because he rules me. That fear rules me. That insecurity, it rules me. That doubt, that pain, that hurt, that bitterness rules me. There's some things in your past that rule you. But tonight, this is where real breakthrough happens. When you destroy that and it rules you no more. Quit covering it up. Unroll it. Open the mouth of the cave. And tonight, God is laying your enemies before you. We're going to do something tonight. And if it's all right, if I get a little old school Pentecost, is that okay? I'm not going to have you Jericho march because that battle we won a couple of times ago. But if you got some stuff and you want the breakthrough and you've been battling and you feel it's been a battle, and tonight the kings are laid before you and you're ready to walk on top of them, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get out of your seat and I want you to come. We're going to line up. We're going to do an old-fashioned just prayer walkthrough. Is that all right? You know what I'm talking about? I want you to line up right here. Come on, you've lost some stuff in this. You've lost some things in this fight. Come on now. No, this is, I've dealt with this too long. I fought the same fights over and over and over again. No, today's different. Today's different. I'm tired of fighting the army. I'm ready to deal with the kings of it all. Come on. Well, what are the kings? You know them? You know I've learned for everybody, the king might be different. Man, there's going to be healings that take place. The king of sickness might go down tonight. The king of your past might crumble and die right here tonight. And here's what I want you to do. There'll be a few of us over here. Brother Gerald, will you come too? Sister Tanya, will you come? You're going to walk through an old-fashioned prayer line. And as you're taking steps, I want you to visualize that king laying down. And as you walk through, we're just going to lay our hands and we're going to pray. We're going to anoint. But you keep walking. Your kings are laying there. And I don't want you to tiptoe. I don't want you to just gradually walk through. This means something right now. I want you to do a little stomp action. I want you to aim at the neck tonight. I want you to go at it with everything within you. We're winning some battles in this place. We are totally defeating the kings that have been bound in our lives at this moment. This is your chance. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? You've battled. You've lost. Now walk and stomp on those kings tonight. There's more to this. Are you ready for it? You ready for what happens next? Joshua told him, you stomp. You stomp on their necks. And then watch. You got it up there still? Chapter 10. Look at verse 26, because this is right after. I read at 25, then it says in 26, and afterwards Joshua. Joshua is that figure of God right now for the children of Israel. I'll let you walk on them, but I realize you probably can't kill them. But I can. You see, I know this. You doing that stomp through, that's a significant thing to you, but it still doesn't kill them. That king right now, if that's where it ended, that king would just get up later, laugh at you, get his army back up, attack you again. In fact, Satan would even say, like that could do it. All you did was stomp. Now, God said, no, I want you to stomp because I want you to know I'm done with it. You in your life, I'm done. Now God takes over and says, I'll take it from here. You let the enemy know you're done. Now I'll take it. I had to know you were done with it, though. I had to know you were really done with it. But now that I know, you stomped on it. You're done. You're not ready to just pick it up and throw it in the cave. Pull it out whenever you're mad. Stomp and then cover it back up. You're done. So Joshua struck them and killed them and hanged them on 5 trees. Oh, that's big. Because I realize my only victory can come from what hangs on the tree. And that tree's the cross. And when I'm done, I can stomp on it all I want, but until I hang it there on the cross and leave it there, it's going to keep coming back. So tonight, I'm allowing God to take it, kill it, and hang it on the tree before me. To come back no more. To come back no more. So I laid it at the cross, that enemy. And he took it and he hanged them on the trees, the 5 trees. And they were hanging on the trees until evening. But that's not all. Because there's more. Watch this, the next verse, it says, there it is. So it was at the time of the going down of the sun that Joshua commanded, and they took the 5 down from the trees. And now we're ready to cast it in the cave. So it's no more. And cast them into the cave where they had been hidden and laid. And large stones against the cave's mouth, which remain until just some time passed till we're ready to use that cave again and throw some other stuff in that comes and bothers us and not deal with. No, we can't use that cave again. No, it's still covered. And all it's covered with now is the dead things from my past. Those dead things that I had victory over now. All it is, I'm not covering up something that's still alive and still festers anymore. Now the only thing that goes in that cave is what God puts in that thing. The dead things that He took care of that were hung on a tree long ago. That's the only thing that goes in my caves anymore. That's complete victory. That is what happens tonight. You might have stomped, but what God did that you didn't see is He took those things that lay before you, and when you walked by, He picked them up and He nailed them to a cross that He only has victory over, and He put them in a cave that only He can get out of, and He covers it up, and He says, from now on, you'll have victory over sheep. No more. No more! No more! No more! Oh, there's breakthrough in the house tonight. There's breakthrough in the house. Come on, sing it again.